Hello, hello, hello. Right, we've got set up. We're doing a different angle again. I'm just checking on my screen that you can see me. I'm the right way round. All good. I can see your comments. Good morning. Good morning to my mum. Hello, Denise. Hi, Hope. Dave's going to be doing the admin for us today, so I'm just going to let a few people sign in. Happy International Hummus Day. What a great day. Everyone loves hummus. Well, most people love hummus, not everyone, I can't say that. So I thought I'd do a twist on the hummus recipe. So obviously Dave did that fantastic recipe yesterday, the classic hummus. And I was reading through the comments. I was doing the admin yesterday. Hi Jenny, hi Colleen, hi Ronnie. Good morning everyone and good afternoon. Oh Colleen, you are so fast. I've not even said anything about the rainbow. Shh, don't say anything yet. I'm glad you got my drawing though. I actually thought it would look like a snowflake. But yeah, like I was saying, Dave did that classic recipe yesterday. And I'm a bit like what a few people in the comments were saying, and Dave mentioned it. It's hard at home to get that texture and that taste. So I play around with different flavours and create different hummuses. Hummuses? Whatever. So we thought, oh yeah, Mandy's with you too. Hi Mandy. Hi Johnny. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Sorry, I am in and out of conversation here, going to comments and then coming back to you guys, aren't I? So yeah, I thought I'd play around with kind of getting that fine line between a sweet and a savoury. I don't know if it's a good thing or not. It tastes fantastic. I absolutely love barbecue flavours. I love barbecue sauce, make my own, anything like that. And we've had such nice weather and it was my birthday, so we've been having some really nice foods this weekend, and I had to play around, and this recipe was it was a game changer. Because for me personally, sometimes I want like a little sweetness in something, but I don't necessarily have a sweet tooth, so that savoury sweet combination is just perfect for me. Recipes today, just like with all the most other recipes, you play around with the flavour profile, you find what you like. So like for my recipe here, I hope you can see it all today. I'm hoping the light's not too much and I can see it on my screen. Thank you, Colleen. I've got 2 teaspoons of maple in this recipe. So with your basics, you're going to add in your chickpeas, and we've got the aquafaba for liquid today. This is an oil-free recipe. I personally try to just watch what calories are going into my foods, especially when I'm making things like dips and sauces, and mixing in some things that are a little bit cheeky. So it's oil-free, but the staples of the chickpeas and the tahini are going to stay in, and the garlic. However, I've put black garlic on my recipe because, like a few of you guys yesterday and Day, I don't like raw garlic in my homemade recipes because I just can't taste anything else. Black garlic has got a sweetness to it. I don't know if any of you have used it before. I'll just pop a few out. It's got a sweetness, it's so nice, very sticky. I put it into, if I'm making like a bolognese or something, you can mix it in just the same as roasted garlic. It kind of just melts into the meal. So if you don't have black garlic and you can't access black garlic right now, totally fine. If you want to switch it out for raw garlic, you can do that if that's your... If you were going to do that, I would try it with just 1 small clove first and add it in. Or I would roast my garlic. So again, you're getting that sweetness from the roasted garlic. Tahini. If you can't get tahini, mix this out with nut butters or just don't put it in. I absolutely love the flavour of tahini. So I'm going to whack as much in as I can without it overpowering. So with this recipe, like with a barbecue sauce, you can make this hummus, eat it straight away, and it's fantastic. You kind of get the sweet note, then you get a little bit of smokiness, and then you're going to get a little bit of heat from the chili. If you can leave this to sit for a little bit longer and just the flavours just intensify, that barbecue flavour it's just delicious. So with this recipe, I would say at least give it an hour once you've made it. But if not even better, make it the night before, because it's so fast to make. Make it the night before, put it in an airtight container, leave it for the next day. You might need to just give it a quick mix around depending on how much air was in, space in the container, because it might have just stiffened up a bit. Mix it back round and it's ready to go. I actually did this at weekend, and I'm telling you a fib actually, because I just popped it into this dish and left it in the fridge overnight, and then we had it the next day and it was fine. You couldn't even tell that I hadn't just made it. Oh my god, the flavour was so different the next day, so good. So this is basically dumping everything in and mixing it up. I've got a little thing to show you at the end after making our hummus. I'm going to show you something at the end, something a little bit extra that I made at weekend, also with this recipe. But I'm not going to make it today, I'm going to share that on the community group. But I'll explain that at the end. I'm just going to check. Oh, Jenny, you love black garlic. Yes. Oh, perfect. Perfect to go with the flax crackers. So, let's get going. So to make our hummus, this is already measured out only because I used some of the chickpeas. So this isn't a full can of chickpeas. This is 100 grams because I'm just cautious. I don't want to make too much. I have obviously made some over the weekend, so I've saved some. So yeah, just because we keep making these recipes. So if you want to make any more, just double the recipe. Like what Dave said, it's only going to keep 3 to 4 days, but you're just going to have to see how it goes and what you're comfortable with eating. Sorry, Ronnie, I don't know what we're asking about chocolate. Have I wrote something on there? I thought I'd wrote chocolate then. I thought, oh god, I weren't thinking about chocolate when I wrote that out, was I? Right, so I've got 100 grams of chickpeas. I'm going to use 2 cloves of these black garlic. I'm going to find biggish ones. So they're just going to go straight in. Ooh. Oh, it smells so nice. Oh, sorry, Dee, I didn't realise I keep something on. Right, so we've got our chickpeas, we've got our garlic. So we're going to get our smokiness from smoked paprika. If you don't have smoked paprika and you want to use liquid smoke, you can do that, but just be aware of the liquid that you're adding in. So if you're going to add that extra liquid, maybe when you add the aquafaba, you just do 1 tablespoon, mix it up, see, and maybe just do 1.5 instead of 2. It might take the 2, I don't know, but just because when you're adding liquids and dry ingredients, if you're switching anything out, the same with maple in ingredients. This is our liquid sugar, so if you were going to switch that out for like a coconut sugar, again, you're taking some liquid out, so it might need extra liquid adding in somewhere else. So, like I said with this recipe, we're going to get our smokiness from paprika, we're going to get our heat from chili, we're going to get our sweetness from maple. I have done 2 teaspoons of this, half of the chili. This is quite a hot chili and I like spice. If you were making this for children, I would either omit this or go for a quarter, depending, or if you've got a chili that's not hot, that's even better. And then half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. If you add too much of this, it can add like a bitter taste. So I wouldn't go, even though it smells divine, I absolutely love the smell of smoked paprika. Adding it in, and whilst you're adding it, it might be like, oh yeah, that's perfect, but then when you taste it, there's too much. So with stuff like this, test it. Add maybe do half of it. So add half of the tasting ingredients, taste it, and then add what you want. And then if what I've put in isn't enough, you take it up another notch to your taste palette. Because we've all got our own individual likes and dislikes. So just play around with it and find your flavour. With this, it is a sweet barbecue hummus, but if you don't want the sweet, that's fine. So I'm going to do half of this, half a teaspoon of our smoked paprika. I'm going to pop them out of the way once I've done it. Smoked paprika, chili, we're going to go for a quarter. Like I said, it doesn't matter with me because I absolutely love spice. It also depends what you're going to put with this. We had it with some crackers and just some, you saw on the picture, just some fresh vegetable sticks, and with like the sweet juiciness of peppers. Oh my god, it was so good. So good. But I've also got something to show you. I can't wait to show you what else I made. Sorry, I'm just checking there's no comments. Right guys, so I'm going to go 2 teaspoons of maple. And I'm just using this little food processor. You could use like the hand blender like Day had, or if you've got a blender, you can just whip it in there. Whatever you have, you can use. So salt, again, salt to taste. I'm going to add a little bit of saltiness because it's just going to amplify some of our other flavours, especially against the sweet flavour. So I'm careful with what salt I put into things, but I would say that this recipe kind of does need some salt, but not too much, because I just don't like things that are over salted. Nutritional yeast, just to add a bit of extra goodness. I put this in everything, and that goes. I hope you've all been enjoying some sunshine. Can't make its mind up here today. We're sunny, then we're cloudy. So I think once I've done this, I'm going to head out for a run whilst I get the chance. Right, so we've got, this is just the aquafaba from my kind of chickpeas. Like Dave said yesterday, it's quite a thick, I don't want to use the word slimy, but a little bit slimy. But I'm not adding any other liquid into this. So it's gonna add that thickness that we need, but it's gonna make it smooth because we're not adding the oil. So we need a thicker liquid rather than just milk or water. So that's why I choose to do this. I'm gonna just do this before I scoop out this. Oh yeah, Colleen, that's a great idea to put it on top of tofu. I'm going to show you something else that you can put it on top of in a second. So, like I said with your tahini, add as much or as little or none. I did put a spoon here to scrape that out, but I don't know what I'm using my finger for. Guess it's a messy day. And 2 of this. So when you blitz this up, you're just going to check the pot plate there. Just going to check the consistency. It should be nice and smooth. And this is it, guys. It's it, and we're blending, and it's as easy as that. So let's fix this up. I thought that yesterday, when Sarah said she didn't want any oil. Right, guys, I'm just going to blend just for a little bit. check. Voila! We have some barbecue hummus. I mean, it isn't the prettiest colour, but it smells so nice. Actually, when I made this weekend, this was a little bit runnier than that. So I would say with this, I'm just going to add another half a tablespoon of this, of aquafaba. Just a half, because I like, if I was dipping it, I don't always want to just do the big thick scoop because it doesn't last very long. Oh, it's stuck now. That's a bit better. So if I was using this, all I did at weekend is just to go with the barbecue feel. And because there's a bit of maple in here, I just think pecans go lovely with maple. And I managed to get some when we went shopping. So the pecans are just going to add that extra little bit of crunch. And I've got some chive that I'm growing, so I just snipped a bit of this just for some colour. And then I added a few extra chilli flakes. So we have got our hummus. I'm going to decorate it and then I'm going to show you. So, I don't need this. Let me just turn that off. So we've got pecans, we've got chilli flakes, and I'll chop some chives in a second. So let me just move this, guys. So we're just going to pop some pecans in here. Guys, if you do join the community group, there's some fantastic recipes on there. You are all amazing, sharing your creations. And we can also answer any questions that you've got. It's a great little resource. We've got a lovely community going. So definitely, if you haven't joined the community group, I think Dave's going to share the link so you can all join in and we'll sign you up. So if you make anything, make sure you share it. If you have any new creations, make sure you share it. So I've just crushed up a couple of pecans and I'm going to drizzle them on top, sprinkle them. Running out of chilli flakes. Some chilli flakes, extra pop of colour. And let's get a little snip of my chives. Oh, I've got my little plants out to show you today as well. I feel like I'm not going to eat them because it's like they're my new pets. Am I a weirdo? Look. They're doing so well. I lost a couple of spring onions. You have to be careful because they start to bend. And then if they're too small and they get stuck in the water, they kind of go a bit mushy. So here is our sweet barbecue hummus with pecans, chives and chilli. So like I said, make this and then leave it. Leave it to intensify, leave it to marinate if you can. I mean, you can eat it straight away, but the flavour definitely gets better if you can leave it. So I'm just going to show you something extra that you can do with this. because I was thinking, it's been my birthday, it's International Hummus Day. When we celebrate, we need cake. So I didn't want to make, I didn't know how to make a cake with hummus, so I thought about making a cake with hummus as the topping. So I went a bit different, and the colour's gone a bit funny on this because I popped them in the fridge before, but I made some cornbread cupcakes with the barbecue hummus topping. So I'm going to share the cornbread recipe. It's super sweet with some cornbread muffins. I'm going to decorate one now for you to show you what I did. So I'll share the recipe in the community group, and then it's the exact same hummus recipe. Like I said, when I made this at weekend, it was a lot smoother. So if you're going to make it as in a frosting, just be careful how much liquid you add in. Mix it up, so the liquid as in the aquafaba, not the maple, because the maple is part of the flavour. So get the maple in, add 1 tablespoon of aquafaba, mix it up, add another table, mix it up, get it to a consistency like this, nice and thick, where you're going to pipe it and it's going to hold its shape. So I'd already whisked some up, so I've kept it. So it's just in the piping bag. I've got a little nozzle on. If you don't have a piping bag, just using a butter knife or a palette knife if you've got one. Put it on. I'm just going to use that one because it's a bit flatter. Pop it on the top, decorate it, do whatever you want, and just make them look pretty. So let's do, so if you are going to pipe it, you're just going to pipe all the way around. Perfect thing to get your kids involved with. Don't worry about it being perfect because we're going to cover it with nuts and our chives, so the exact same topping that we've done onto here. So sprinkle with some nuts. What do I do with my chilies? Oh, they're right next to me. Sprinkle with my chilies. And a little bit of green, because if you've got something that's a bit, if you're making a dish, I know you'll do this at home, if you want to make it look a bit prettier, I always think adding something green just pops, makes it pop. And then some, oh, none of them went on top. Some chives. These are perfect for a barbecue, just something a bit different. So it's really on this recipe, especially with the cornbread, is on the cusp of sweet and savoury. I don't actually know what I'd classify it as. But I like playing around with flavours like that. So if you do have a go at these, I will share the recipe for the cupcakes, for the cornbread cupcakes with you later on. And I will add the hummus recipe on its own as well, so you've got that separate if you don't want to do the cornbread. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you think they're cute. Oh, thank you, Catherine. Thank you for your birthday love as well, because I'm so glad that I get to share these recipes with you, and I just feel like we've really got a nice connection going on. Sweevery. Yeah, new words. We like making new words, don't we? We'll go sweevery. You're so good at making new words. So, yeah, thank you so much for all of your input. Thank you so much for watching our recipes. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for sharing out your content on our group and sharing our videos and just getting the message out there. We really, really appreciate it. Obviously, we love sharing the vegan message, but just getting people cooking. We're all at home, well, most of us are at home, but cooking is just something that maybe we don't always appreciate, especially with children. Getting them involved in the kitchen is so important. This is such a fun recipe where we can have a treat. It's not too naughty, But they can get creative, and especially with the sweet barbecue hummus, just with the veg sticks. I know quite a few children that don't really like hummus, but just adding that little bit of sweetness, we're going to get them to eat some more chickpeas, and we've got the veg included with that. So I hope you've enjoyed today. Dave will be with you tomorrow doing another fantastic hummus recipe, and I will be back with you next week. If you'd like to check out any more of my recipes, you can find them on my blog, pinchkindness.com, or you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Pinch of Kindness, and they're also on the vegan chef school website, and obviously on the community group, because I kind of just share everything on there anyway. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it today, guys. We've got our hummus, we've got our extra cakes, and we've got lots of love for you guys. So thank you for today, and be sure to let me know if you try this out, and especially if you try it with the tofu as well. That's a great idea. I've got no tofu left, so I want to know how that is. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I will see you all next week. Mwah.